You the virtuous Sangha out of compassion for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung kính đại đức tận tình, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tốt chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sananto Suchedo Ye Olahodi San Miao San Puto Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tu Ya Đa Ya Alahadi Tham Miệu Tham Bồ Đà Thoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jie wen de shou chi yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yin. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Haineng, Venerable YongHua, Venerable Love-Form people, and all good known advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、六祖、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa lục tổ, Hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 4th of September 2021. We are here to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra, written by Great Master Ching Liang. Welcome, glad to see you again. We're right now on slide 126. Okay, so he's continuing. The text says, the efficacious mirror had not been polished yet, but he certainly was clear about the 10,000 dharmas. Okay, so the master, the great master explains. The efficacious mirror had not been polished. And this refers to the famous verses from Venerable Shengxiu, a disciple of the 5th patriarch, a contemporary of the 6th patriarch, who says that in order to express his understanding of cultivation of Mahayana, he's a Mahayana teacher, so that's why this verse that he showed, he wrote, reflected the fact that his teaching is really Mahayana. So when the 6th patriarch says, 5th patriarch said that he was looking for his successor, and that he's thinking of transmitting the rope and bowl and designate that particular person as a sixth patriarch. And he says, in order to do that, I need you, each one of you, to write me a poem to show me what you learn, and what your sinta, your insights, your understanding of Mahayana. So Venerable Shengxiu composed this poem. He says that the body is a tree, the body is like a Bodhi tree, the mind like a right mirror stand, bright, not right. There's a B missing here, I think. Sorry about that. So it's a bright. Okay. So the mind is like a bright mirror stand. Time and time again, wipe it time and again, brush it clean, and let no dust alight. So he says that this body of yours, of ours, is as sacred as a Bodhi tree. A Bodhi tree is sacred in Buddhism. Okay, it sprouts Bodhi seeds, and it will help you. Is the embodiment of enlightenment, just like us. We are this body of ours, like a Bodhi tree, where the seeds of enlightenment sprout, and it can produce enlightenment. Okay. The mind is like a bright mirror stand. If the body is like a mirror tree, then its companion is the mind. The mind is like a bright jingtai, a bright mirror stand. So this mind here acts like a mirror. Okay, this shows his understanding of the Mahayana principles. For worldly people, they think of the mind as a thinking tool, a tool for you to think, to measure, to discern, to calculate, okay, to judge. But no, it is in Mahayana, as per Master Shengxiu's verse, he says, it's simply a bright mirror stand. Its function of the mind is to reflect, not to process. See? So this shows the depth of his understanding. So the fifth patriarch taught him well. He understood what the Mahayana principles, very sound Mahayana principles that you find out in this verse here. He clearly understands the principles of Mahayana. That's what you have to give this Chan monk. So the mind is like a bright mirror stand. It's not only it's like a mirror, a stand for the mirror, okay? But it's bright. It's very bright, okay? It shines. Now our mind actually shines, okay? Because of that, the nature of the mind shines. The nature of the mind is emit lights. It can illuminate anything. That's why it's called bright. Okay, and this refers to the fact when you use a mirror, okay, reflects very brightly its reflections. Okay, so that's what it means. And time and again, brush it clean, because the mirror, it's useless unless you brush it clean, so that the reflection is truly bright and very clear. If it's dusty in these mirrors, then it will fail its mission to clearly reflect things, and let no dust alight. And therefore, he says cultivation in Buddhism, in Mahayana in particular, okay, is to dust this mirror, dust this mind of ours, so that no dust alight. What does it mean? It means that if Mahayana is, if you practice Mahayana, it's not about knowledge. You see, this guy really understands. It doesn't matter how many sutras you understand. how many principles you can elaborate on endlessly. Okay? That is of no value unless you time and time again brush your mind and make sure no dust alight. Okay? That's cultivation Mahayana. It's beautiful. It's superb poem. And that's why it's no surprise that Sheng Xiu, Venerable Sheng Xiu, after the fifth patriarch passed away, he was a very famous teacher because his teaching was very, very sound. Any questions or comments? Okay? There's, if you ask any patriarch, they will all tell you there's nothing wrong with this particular verse. And that's why Sheng Xiu deserves to be placed among, almost the same level as the patriarchs for that reason. Okay? No patriarch would argue with you, would have any issues with this particular poem from Sheng Xiu. His understanding is so sound. So the fifth patriarch did a great job teaching him. That's why he was the substitute teacher, assistant teacher for the fifth patriarch. Is that clear? It's a beautiful, beautiful poem. Okay? Questions or comments? Yes, number 3.
Yeah, I always thought it was a good verse, but it was the six patriarchs verse obviously is more closer to the truth, I think.
Okay. What is the problem with this verse? Anyone remembers? Those of you who have been studying the Sixth Patriarch Sutra with us the last 4 years, what's the problem with this verse? Now the time to check your notes and not make me lose face. I spent 4 years explaining this Sixth Patriarch Sutra to you. We're nearing the end of it. There's no more excuses. If you can't answer this, I will lose face. Check quickly. Would you like me to put on a song, AC/DC, while you're looking at the thunderstruck? No? He knows that AC/DC. You realize that? Huh? You know AC/DC? Did you know, boy, the AC/DC is Australian band? No? That you don't know, of course. Okay, anyone? What is wrong with this verse? Go ahead, Q&A.
A-di-đà Phật. Cái bài này đó là Ngài Thần Tú chỉ thấy một cái vật, tức là một cái cây và cái mirror. Chỉ vẫn còn thấy một cái vật mà trong kinh Bát Nhã nói là fire scandal empty. What is the tree and the mirror? Xưa nay không một vật, cái tâm mình nó không một vật. Thì cái cây với cái gương ở đâu? Thì thứ hai, có nhiều người hỏi vậy là vô ngã, vậy thì cái ngã đi đâu? Nếu mà fire scandal empty thì cái ngã đi đâu? Thì chúng ta không còn cái ngã nữa sao? Thì Đức Phật dạy là fire scandal empty bởi vì mỗi cái mắt, tai, mũi, lưỡi, thân, ý mình á, nó có cái thức, cái consciousness. Mình thấy, mình phân biệt, mình nọ. Nhưng mà nếu mình bỏ, mình không có tin nó, thì nó sẽ biến là thành sở tác trí, đại viên cảnh trí là cái Phật có đó. Nó không có giới hạn ở trong cái thấy của fire scandal. Cái đó là cái thấy thật của Ngài Huệ Năng đó. Còn Ngài Thần Tú thấy một vật là thấy cây, thấy gương. Nó chỉ chưa có tới mức gì hết.
Master, I feel like Venerable Shan Xiu, he still see there's a thing like there's still a tree, there's still a mirror for you to see. But in the Vairochana Sutra, it says that the 5 skandhas are empty. So in original, like there's no thing. So where is the tree? Where is the mirror? So a lot of some people just wonder like no ego. So if we don't have any ego, where is the ego come? So the 5 skandha, they are stay at your eyes, at your ear, at your nose, and stuff like that. And it's become like your consciousness. And but the 5 skandha here is whatever you understanding is not in the 5 skandha, and Master Huineng understand it, but Venerable Shen Xiu did not.
Your guess is as good as mine. Okay. Anyone else? Koreans who are specialists in the 6 Pecha teachings, they have something called the Joge order, they are specialists from the Cao Si, that's Joge. Joge is Cao Si, that's a place where the 6 Pecha taught his teaching. So what do you think? Hey, how come only Jewel Mountain is up? It's very early in the morning, and Jewel Conch is not. They're still sleeping, I guess. Okay. Yes, number 6.
Jane says Shen Xiu does not understand emptiness, and Su says it has a self-perception.
Su? Who's Su?
Su Chuan.
Oh, there are 2 of them? So your answer combines 2 answers? Oh, I was a little bit confused. I'm sorry. I'm not the Sheng Xiu nor the 6 Patriarch. So I apologize. So Su Chuan says, again?
Perception.
It has what?
It has a self-perception.
It has a self-perception. Okay, very good. I'm sure that the Catholic has some opinion had he listened to the whole thing. He always likes to pitch in on these profound Buddhist principles to demonstrate his Catholic background is so well grounded that he can penetrate our profound Buddhist principles. Yes, sir. Number 3.
Well, the Shen Xiu's verse has to do with the process of the cultivation, but whereas the 6 Patriarchs is just directly to the sudden enlightenment, just gets directly to the source. He says there's originally no dust. How can you clean it?
Hey, wait. You guys are cheating. And we're talking about Sheng Xiu's verse. You cannot quote the 6 Patriarchs verse.
Oh, I was saying his verse is incorrect compared to the 6 Patriarchs verse.
How is it incorrect? We just said it's a fantastically profound Mahayana principles. You are chopped me down by the knees.
You asked what was wrong with his verse.
I didn't tell you to criticize the verses. I just said what's wrong. Doesn't mean that you can go ahead and criticize it.
Personally, I
take it personally. You're right.
I don't think there's much wrong with the verse, because I think what he's explaining is...
I think you got distracted by the boy. That's why. Anyone else? God, you cannot criticize Master Sheng Xiu like this. I just told you his verse is nothing wrong with his verse at all. None whatsoever. Okay? However, there's something lacking. Doesn't mean it's wrong. What I meant, what's wrong with it means what is missing in this thing here that made him fail the test. Okay? Anyone else? without quoting the sixth patriarch and so forth, the sixth patriarch's verse. We only see I peeked. I didn't even use the sixth patriarch's verse to refute this. I'm just saying, looking at this, without even knowing there's such a thing as a competing verse on the sixth patriarch, something is wrong in this verse. Something is missing in this verse. We're desperate. Go ahead. No? No one? Yes. Give number one a chance.
It seems to me that the verse is very nice, but it's somehow supposed to be related to Buddhism, and it seems it's quite stuck in the Saha world.
You're criticizing the verse again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you give me an answer without criticizing this beautiful verse, please? That's the clue. Anyone else? Okay. Yes. Trial number 2. By number 3.
Maybe it's lacking the description of the original true Bodhi mind.
Yeah, okay. Chaosi people in Korea, go ahead, answer. What is missing in this verse? It's perfect. It's very good teaching, but it's missing something. What is it? I gave you a lot of time to call your sunims and find out, hey, what's missing in this verse? Yes? Oh, we do have Jogi sunims here. Keep calling, okay? Keep calling. One text sunim from the Jogi order. What's missing in this verse? I don't know, he says. Okay, next. Soju sunim. What's missing in this verse? I have no idea, she says. Okay, no need to translate that. Okay, how about kimchi girl in Go Forest? What's missing in this verse? Samguk sunim is missing. Okay, never mind. Okay, the last Korean hope. Chungin sunim. What's missing in this verse? Remember, you from the Chaosi group, the Jogi order. All the hopes for the Chaosi teaching in Korea rests on your shoulders.
Sorry, Master.
Sorry, what?
I don't know too.
Grammar, electric shocks. I don't know either. You don't say, I don't know too. Okay? I don't know too is for someone who works in a Korean hotel in America. Okay? No, you cannot do that. Okay, how about Korea? Have you called? You have an answer for me? Of course, Xianan has the answer. She's so quiet. Let me give you the answer. Is it okay? Can I give you the answer? Huh? Relieve pressure on you. Nice Koreans who got up early in the morning, just to listen to the lecture. Okay? What this verse is talking about is from the perspective of someone who is not enlightened yet. That's what's wrong with this. If you're not enlightened, you see, can I add one more sentence? Okay. If you are not enlightened yet, okay, then you see that the body is a Bodhi tree. The mind is like a mirror stand. Since you're not enlightened yet, time and time, brush it clean. Is that clear? And make sure that no dust settles on the mirror, because you are not enlightened yet. This teaching here is for those people who are not enlightened yet. And that's why it failed the fifth patriarch's test. The fifth patriarch's test is what? He says, show me your understanding. Don't show me what you teach others. If you're there, okay, then you would not be talking like this. Because you're enlightened like sixth patriarch. He says, sixth patriarch says, what Bodhi tree? This body is not a Bodhi tree. What are you talking about? Because from a perspective of someone who's enlightened, this body is no Bodhi tree. Is that clear? So it's from two different perspectives. Venerable Sheng Xiu's poem is for someone who says, hey, Koreans, you are not enlightened yet. You make sure you follow this thing. Your body is a Bodhi tree. Your mind is a bright mirror stand. You should brush that mirror regularly to make sure that it's bright and no dust, a light on that. That's what the instructions are for you. Okay? But however, what the fifth patriarch wants to see is, if you are enlightened, what is your perspective? He didn't ask for instructions for his students. You see? That's why Venerable Sheng Xiu's poem fell short, and that's why he was not chosen. Because the poem did not meet the standards of the test. The test asks for something else. The test says, if you are enlightened, that's what the fifth patriarch says, you've been with me for all these years, you must be enlightened. If you're enlightened, what do you see? What can you tell me? Is that clear? He didn't ask Sheng Xiu, if you're enlightened, what should you tell your students? He didn't. It's a different types of test. You see, this poem here from Sheng Xiu is for different kinds of test. It's not for the test that the fifth patriarch asked for. It's what's implied in fifth patriarch's quiz is that if you are enlightened, tell me, what do you see? What's in your mind? And so Sheng Xiu made a mistake of speaking his mind from a perspective of someone who's not enlightened yet. That's what's wrong with this poem. Does it help? I'm sure the Chinese never explained it this way to you, or nor anyone ever explained it to you this way. That's what's wrong with this poem. It's perfect as instructions to people who are not enlightened. However, it's not what the fifth patriarch asked for. He says, you're enlightened. Tell me your insights. And this is not the insight of someone who's enlightened. Anyone can say this, right? Anyone can say, hey, let's make sure you do this. You don't need to be enlightened to come up with this kind of poem. It is from the books. Is that clear? That's why the Sheng Xiu failed the fifth patriarch's test miserably. This poem proved that Sheng Xiu was not enlightened yet. Of course, okay, the fifth patriarch knew already Sheng Xiu was not enlightened. And this poem confirmed it. Whereas the sixth patriarch, poem confirmed that his state of enlightenment, he understands. Okay? Does it help? Okay, it's the first time there's a comparison between this Phật Shou's poem versus Master Hui Neng's poem. Okay, it wasn't explained to you before. Is that clear? Okay? So here, going back to slide 126, the Master Ching Liang, great Master Ching Liang says, efficacious mirror had not been polished. Efficacious mirror here refers to your enlightened mind. Why is the enlightened mind called the efficacious mirror? Okay? Efficacious here means magical. The magical mirror. This mirror, your mind, is capable of magic, of inconceivable things. As when we go to chapter 1 within 2 or 3 weeks, maybe less than that, around 2 or 3 weeks, you learn more and more about the actual Buddha's teachings in this Avatamsaka Sutra when we start discussing the first chapter. Okay, you see that you see how wonderful the teaching is, and this mirror here is the mind. Mirror refers to our mind. Remember, this mind of ours is incredible, is inconceivable. It is capable of magical things. Okay. However, this efficacious mirror had not been polished. That's what it's referring to Sheng Xiu's poem. Okay? Even though it's capable of magical powers, it needs to be polished first. Otherwise, it cannot function and cannot wield its magical powers. Is that clear? So that's it. So this efficacious mirror had not been polished, meaning that the mind is not enlightened yet, like Sheng Xiu's mind. So far, so good? Next, 126. And yet, he certainly was clear about the 10,000 dharmas. So this is, the Master Ching Liang refers to the fact that when Buddha was enlightened, at the moment, this is very important, folks, okay? When the moment that Buddha became enlightened under the Bodhi tree, okay? So far, so good? Okay? Even though at that moment he didn't have time to polish the entire mirror yet, but he was clear about the 10,000 dharmas, meaning that he understood the 10,000 dharmas perfectly well, perfectly clearly. So far, so good? Okay, and that's the wisdom of the Buddhas. And a root, the comment here, the single root divides into 10,000 branches, 10,000 branches return a single root. The one is in many, and the many are just one. Meaning what? Meaning that once you become enlightened, okay, pay attention. Once you become enlightened, okay, at that moment, you understand everything. Everything. When you enlighten people, they shed light on something, that's what it is. Okay? That's the difference between enlightened people and unenlightened people. Unenlightened people, they can shine searchlights and all kinds of bright light, laser light, everything on that. They don't get it. But enlightened people, they don't understand, but they say, That's why. That's the difference. You understand that? Enlightened people may not know, but once they decide to shine the wisdom light on something, they eventually get it. Whereas unenlightened people have no chance. That's the difference. Okay? So that's why once they're enlightened, because they understand only one thing. Okay? You can become enlightened by specializing one thing, one single Dharma door. So far, so good. That's the one single route. Okay? Meaning you only need to go through one single Dharma door to become enlightened. So we have 84,000 Dharma doors in Buddhism, in Mahayana in particular, meaning the countless Dharma doors. And you don't need to excel in them all. All you need is one Dharma door you specialize in. Could be chant, could be reciting Buddha's name, could be eating, could be cooking, could be sewing. Oh, sewing, yeah. I need to sew my sash. Okay. You only choose one method. Okay, that's Mahayana. Mahayana is not just one Dharma door. Mahayana is 84,000 Dharma doors. That includes chant. Chant is also 84,000 Dharma doors. Did you know that? It's not just Hua-to, Koreans. Chant is not just Hua-to. Chant is 84,000 Dharma doors. And Hua-to is only one of the 84,000 Dharma doors in chant. Is it clear? So this obsession with the Asians about practicing Hua-to nowadays is incorrect. It shows that the teachers don't understand, haven't been through the door yet. That's why I said, all of you must practice Hua-to. All of you must practice reciting Buddha's name. All of you should practice this mantra. No, there's 84,000 Dharma doors. Is it clear? That's the difference. Okay? So, one Dharma door you specialize in, you go through that, okay? Would you believe that cooking itself can help you become enlightened? Cooking is one Dharma door. I haven't used it yet. But it's possible. Okay? What about something else you like? Something mundane, like composing music. It's one Dharma door as well. Okay? How about drawing? One Dharma door. You know that? The 84,000 Dharma doors, the countless Dharma doors that you can practice in order for you to become enlightened. Is that clear? And once you become enlightened, you can look at any Dharma door and then you understand why. Then after that, you can explain all the Dharma doors. That's what it means. So after become enlightened, the higher you are in the level of the echelons of enlightenment, the more Dharma doors you'll be able to penetrate. You understand? They're gradations. We're not the same as the Buddhas. Don't you think? You cannot be so arrogant and say, after I become enlightened, I'm the same as the Buddha. No. After you become enlightened, you understand a set of Dharma doors. Only the Buddha understands 84,000 Dharma doors, but we are not the Buddhas. Therefore, we understand so much. Okay? And then as you get better, higher level enlightenment, you understand more. And then more. And then until become a Buddha is 84,000. All right? Does it make sense now? I do not want you to look at, at Mahayana the way that the Asians teach it. It is so unclear to you. It's just like, they leave a lot of details out so that People who only are bookworms or scholars, they can talk anything they want, but they don't know what they're talking about. Okay? Well, that's why the professionals, they look at it and say, oh no, you're book learning. Like Sheng Xiu. Sheng Xiu is from the books. He read so many books, he listened to so many lectures from the fifth patriarch that he knew. He had very sound principles, but he still is not enlightened yet. Okay? So that's why once you're enlightened, one single root divides into 10,000 branches. One root of enlightenment right here, you can understand that 10,000 things. Okay? Whereas 10,000 things are not beyond one single root. Is that clear? This is the state of enlightenment. So like there's a koan, there is a huatou that says the 10,000 things return to the one. Where does the one return to? Okay, that's the huatou. Anyone who does huatou know? Special Korean pseudonyms? Any of you? You don't know this huatou? Oh, good Lord. Okay? So that's what he's referring to. Never mind, it's okay. Korean. Don't try to understand. Okay? 128. Continuing. He then used unimpeded liberation to set forth this wondrous Dharma.
乃以无障碍解脱阐思妙门。
See, 129. He says, after Buddha became enlightened, okay, again, Buddha's enlightenment is different from our enlightenment. Is that clear? He's a Buddha. Unlike us, we still have a lot of work to do. The Buddha, he became a Buddha, said, I can retire. Nothing more for me to understand, to work on. Okay? That's why he has unimpeded liberation. What is unobstructed liberation? Meaning what? He's free of all obstructions to set forth his wondrous Dharma. Meaning when he spoke, when he explained Mahayana, when he explained Buddhism, he has unobstructed eloquence. All right? And that's the state of a Buddha. He can talk about anything endlessly. He doesn't need to prepare slides. You understand? This is a state of someone who's clearly not a Buddha. Okay? Buddhas, he can sit there and talk and talk and talk. Okay? Endlessly. So that's unimpeded liberation. Okay? Liberation meaning that he's no longer obstructed outside from demons, from ghosts. By the way, folks, for those of you who in the future plan to speak Dharma, when you sit in this Dharma seat, expect to be obstructed. The demons and the ghosts will come and obstruct you, will cause a lot of problems for you. Okay? They stand behind there, okay, because they cannot get close. They stand behind there and they make noises and they distract your listeners and they say, oh, hecklers. Have you heard hecklers in the U.S. in political conventions? Yeah, people hecklers. They shout and they disagree with you. Is it what hecklers do? Right? So that's what the ghosts do too. When you lecture, there will be hecklers. They'll be back there heckling at you. That's what happened to Master YongHua's disciple when he was explaining the Avatamsaka Sutra at Long Beach Monastery. He's sitting up there doing the Dharma seat in front, teaching, lecturing about the Avatamsaka Sutra, quoting Master YongHua, quoting Jing Liang and so forth, okay? But in the back, some ghost who says, "Oh, look at him! Who is he to lecture on the Avatamsaka Sutra? Look at it! He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Can you imagine? Oh my God!" The ghost even knew more about the Avatamsaka Sutra than a lecturer. That's why they came and laughed. So you lecturers in the future, be humble. Do not think you know better than they do. They only came because they want to make fun of us. They just want to ridicule us. That's all. Got it? Expect that to happen. But the Buddha, no one can obstruct him. That's why ghosts give up. They don't try to come in and heckle at the Buddha's lectures at all. No hecklers. Got that? I'm warning you. I know maybe some of you are Buddhas and I don't know about. Is any of you a Buddha, by the way? If you're a Buddha, there will be no hecklers. No one can dare come heckle you. But if you're not a Buddha, I guarantee you in the future, when you lecture, it's going to be hecklers. That's just life. Okay? So you'll be obstructed. But Buddha has no more obstructions to set forth, okay, to elaborate extensively, to manifest clearly, to open up the wondrous Dharma. So the Buddha is a masterful teacher. When he explains the Dharma, there's nothing that is unclear to you. That's the Buddha's power. Okay? So far, so good? Okay, moving on. 130. Although the past causes were many, in general, there were of two kinds.
宿因虽多，略有两种。
You remember in this prologue here, the Master Jing Liang says, door number one are the causes and conditions for the Buddha to speak the Flower Adornment Sutra. And he just only started with the causes alone. And he basically says, not conditioned yet. We discuss causes. The causes are two kinds of causes, okay? And there are lots, but there are only two kinds, okay? What are the causes that made all the Buddhas explain the Flower Adornment Sutra upon enlightenment? Wait a minute. Do I see only Kark and no Lily? Is that the first or what? Yeah? She abandoned you. She went on vacation and said, "Hey, Clark, I'm out of here. I don't want to see you. You're on your own." Yes? No Lily. Oh, no. Oh, bummer. She abandoned you. You can come with us, okay? Stay with us. We don't need her. Wow, I cannot believe it. I know it's the long weekend, but I never imagined Lily abandoning Clark. What's happening to the world? We have COVID, we have flood, we have raging fires, and we have Lily abandoning Clark. Okay, we have to be nice to him. You hear? Okay, very good. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. Xianan, that's what we're about. We are kind, and we reach out to people. Okay? When we're given a chance. So now that Lily abandoned Clark, we should take care of Clark. Otherwise, when she comes back, we have no more chances. You hear? Okay. All right. So two past causes are two kinds, great vows and great conducts. That's why the Buddhas, all Buddhas, when they become Buddhas, they will explain the Flower and Dormant Sutra because it is two causes, great vows and great conducts. Great meaning that it's unbelievable. Yes, sir. 7.
What do you mean by conduct? What is a conduct?
Conduct is good behavior for you. Okay? Conduct meaning practice. You actually do the walk. You don't just talk the talk. You walk the walk. Okay? That's the difference in Buddhism. Whatever we say is from the talk is from the walk. It's not like the typical unenlightened people. They only talk. They don't really do the walk. The enlightened people, they do the walk, and then they do the talk later. So they quietly do the walk before they do the talk. That's why we call walkie-talkie. Mahayana. Whereas the typical people is do the talkie-walkie. See, that's why it's reversed. It doesn't work. Not funny. Never mind. Buddhist humor. 132. 1. Because of the power of great vows.
依着大愿力故。
All right. So he made great vows in the past, among which he says, I will speak the Flower and Dormant Sutra. Okay? Next, 133. The manifestation of Mark's chapter says the power of vows of Vairochana Buddha extends throughout the Dharma realm.
出现上品云：譬如遮那佛，愿力周法界。
All right. Manifestation should be in caps, capital M. So far, so good? Okay. So in this chapter here, manifestation of marks, one of the chapters that in this Flower and Dormant Sutra, okay, it says that the power of vows of Vairochana Buddha extends throughout the Dharma realm. He says all the vows of Vairochana Buddha, of the Buddha made, he says, I make this vow here not only for Vietnamese, okay, but I want all of Asia. And I want more than all Asia. I want not just Asia, but I also want Middle East. Then I also want the heavens. And I also want the hells. I also want the other worlds as well. So these vows the Buddha's made is never confined to, it's always boundless, it's always limitless. That's why they're called great vows. Like Master YongHua, he's not a Buddha yet, and I remind you, he's no Buddha. Don't listen to his disciples, okay? They spread these wild rumors that Master YongHua is a Buddha. No. Categorically, I can tell you that he's no Buddha. Okay? If I'm lying to you, tough luck. I was about to swear something, but no, it's not wise. Okay? Not worth it. Why should I take a chance with you? What's in it for me? Give me lots of money, and I take a chance. Okay? All right. So the Buddha is called great vows because this great here extends endlessly. It's the only way that it's called great. Meaning that we take care of the Buddhists and the non-Buddhists, okay, alike. We don't just say, I will only take care of the Buddhists. Or I only take care of people who like me. Okay? We take care of everyone, all the living beings. So far, so good? So that's quite great. So this great vow here, meaning that Vairochana Buddha, when he cultivated and he says, if I ever become a Buddha, I will speak this sutra everywhere in the universe. So unless I'm able to do that, I will not become a Buddha. So now he became a Buddha, and that's why he's speaking his sutra here everywhere in the universe. Is that clear? So what he's doing right now is a result of a great vow, okay, that says, I will do this throughout the Dharma realm. Next, 135. Within every single land, he constantly turns the unsurpassed wheel.
一切国土中横转无上轮。
Okay, wheel here should be in capital again. Okay, very good. Okay, unsurpassed wheel. Okay, the Dharma wheel. Wheel is short for Dharma wheel. 136. Every single land. Land is 我度, not 我度. Okay, 我度. Please pay attention. I'm not Chinese, but lots of Chinese pronounce it wrong. Okay, 我 is always 我度, not 我度. Okay, you say 我度. Like rap music. Good Lord. Okay, 我度. Okay, in every single land, he will preach the unsurpassed Dharma. Okay, meaning that he will, after he became Shakyamuni Buddha, he will go everywhere and teach the Flower Adornment Sutra. And my question is that, being Vietnamese and very territorial, Vietnamese are known to invade neighboring countries like the Chinese. You know what I mean? And that's where the Chinese learn from. I swear to you, Chinese people. Yes, number 9.
Yes, Master. Can I just back up the previous slide? Why did I miss something? Why Vairochana Buddha's past vows are a cause for Shakyamuni Buddha to speak the sutra? Is there a connection?
You're supposed to help me, not cause difficulties for me. You should, if you ask me the question in the future, Google the answer first. So you ask what, Master, it's kind of a difficult question. Vairochana Buddha made a vow, and what has to do with it, Shakyamuni Buddha? And Google seems to say this. You know what I mean?
Yes, Master.
Thank you. Okay, we ignore that question for now. Until we find the answer. Help! Xianan is having too much fun since she's there by herself. She has the whole temple to herself. She says, finally, I'm free. I'm free. That's what I've been waiting all my life for. I'm so free, I can't jump up and down. Okay. Why? Vairochana Vairochana extends throughout the Dharma realm. Vairochana here refers to the Dharma body Buddha, which then manifests himself as Shakyamuni Buddha, as Buddhas throughout the Dharma realms. See? False alarm. I can handle it. Yes, Kath. 7.
So that means that Buddha manifested itself into other Buddhas?
Yes.
What would he do that for?
For fun. Why do you think people do things in life? Because they are depressed? No, people do it because it's fun. Did you believe? Except for Koreans. The Koreans do it because they must. Otherwise, they get punished. Yes? But in America, we do it because it's fun. We insist it has to be fun. Yes? Okay. It's true. People do it because it's fun. Yes, number 7. Follow-up question.
So that means that that Buddha is the same as the other Buddha, or it's just this different Buddha?
Let me paraphrase the question for you. So if you say this is fun, so he's having fun confusing me, a non-Buddhist person? Is that a fair paraphrasing of the question? Huh? Yes, that's part of the fun. Listen. Don't be fooled by the Koreans. Everything for them is like life and death. If I don't become enlightened today, I'm going to die. See, they're still not laughing. I cannot believe it. These people are impossible. Except for Korean Buddhas, the rest of the world, of the Buddhas, they all do it because it's fun. The Korean says, yeah, you're right. Korean Buddhas have no fun whatsoever. You think after you become enlightened, you have no more fun? Because everything is empty? So what's the point in becoming enlightened? Seriously, have you thought about that, Koreans? One day when you become enlightened, all of you out there who are Koreans, you think you're going to say, oh, I'm so excited. I became a Buddha. Whoopee. This is so wonderful. And I didn't know it could be this much fun like before. No, when you become a Buddha, everything is so wonderful. That's more than fun. You understand how Catholic? In Buddhism, it says the concept in Mahayana, in the Flower and Adornment Sutra, is all called inconceivable, meaning it's incredibly fun. It's beyond description. Okay, so what was the original question again? He forgot to. Repeat your question. I twisted it in order to do some advertising. 7.
Sorry. My original question was, it was the same Buddha that manifests itself to us other Buddhas.
That's part of the fun, didn't I tell you? Why does he keep on coming and get abused? I don't get it. It must be the girlfriend's fun. Poor guy. Must be the same old Buddha. So what happened is, it's just part of the fun is that Vairochana Buddha, which is the main Buddha, the big Buddha, he he's like sends an image called Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay, send out the image to another world act as a Buddha, and then he teaches the Flower Dormant Sutra. That's how it works. Okay, for us it's real because for us we see Shakyamuni Buddha. We cannot see Vairochana. We only see Shakyamuni Buddha. Understand? That's why they have to manifest someone called Shakyamuni Buddha so that we can identify with it. It's called Tong Shi, meaning that same work. I will explain that later in this Flower Dormant Sutra. It's fantastic. Go ahead, number 3.
Does that mean every Buddha is just a manifestation of Vairochana Buddha?
Yes. Any other questions? So can you see the fun in doing that? See a main Buddha and says, let me manifest as Shakyamuni Buddha, let me manifest as Korean Buddha, because Korean fun is different, and then we manifest as, Catholic Buddha. Go ahead, number 7. He says, there's no Catholic Buddha.
I agree with that. But my question is it like the Virgin Mary appeared to other people and they call her different names by the same Virgin Mary? Is it the same concept?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that. Virgin Mary for us Buddhists is actually a manifestation of One Yin Bodhisattva. So she decided to come to our world as the Virgin Mary and to help us out. Okay? So that's part of her fun, believe it or not. And part of her fun is, the Catholic thinks I'm Catholic, but actually I'm Buddhist. Ping dong jing jing. Do you have a question? Ping dong jing jing. You want me to repeat the question? Ping dong jing jing. Give me dirty looks now. Okay. Does it help? Okay. So question is 136 that what about territories? How can Buddhas encroach on others, Buddhas' lands? And also something close to my heart. Don't they ever retire because they turn the Dharma wheel forever? What about retirement? Really? What's the matter with these Buddhas? Is it something that really you look forward to? I'm not looking forward to having no retirement at all. I'm sorry. There's a limit. Huh? Anyone? What about territorial boundaries? Yes, number 4.
Master, wouldn't you think that floating into retirement once you're an enlightened Buddha is going to be efficaciously easy? You're just, no worries, you're there. And as you grow old, it's just not going to be any impending obstacle to enjoying your life.
Absolutely. I've been reading articles about retiring to Mexico. Expats who for $1,500, which is about what I get from Social Security, okay, per month, you can live like a king by the beach. Can you imagine? For here in Southern California, it costs a lot more than that. Even if you were to rent a mobile home by the beach, okay, it would cost a lot more than that. Okay. So retirement, okay, is territorial boundaries. There's no boundaries, no territories. The Buddhas are different from us. They teach whoever is ready to be taught anywhere. Is that clear? Because you see, what happened, look at it this way, okay? Remember, look at yourself. You're not a Buddha yet. So as you're on this path, on the way, you owe a lot of different people. So that when you become a Buddha, okay, you have to go find those people and pay back your debts. And these people are not always in your Buddha land. There could be someone else's Buddha land. That's why you still have to go there and teach them. Case in point, for example, you make offerings to Shakyamuni Buddha right now in this world. And next you go to the Pure Land. You, Shakyamuni Buddha, still has to go to the Pure Land and teach you there as well. And help Amitabha Buddha teach you as well. You see? They're all working together. It's no saying, no, this is my territory. You don't get to teach my people. Like the Catholic says, no, this is Catholics. You Buddhists stay away. Okay? We teach everyone. Is that right? That's the way it is. You know, the Catholics, that's why some Catholics keep on coming here, because we owe them. You know what I mean? If we don't owe them, they will not bother coming and say, I don't feel like coming at all. I mean, what's in it for me? But when it's just like, when people owe you money, you say, I'm going to come and pick and collect the money. You see? I don't care what they say. I'm coming. Okay? All right, so no boundaries. What about retirement? Buddha has no concept of retirement, so forget it. Okay? Yes, short pants.
Actually, Buddhas go extinct, don't they, at some point?
Buddha extinct? God, are you even Buddhist?
Of course, it says in the sutras the Buddhas will become a Buddha at a certain point, and then they will reach extinction at a certain point too.
I feel insulted. Go back to Mexico. Oh, the Koreans are laughing. They like that joke. Yeah. Send people back to Mexico. No, they extinct there is just make-believe. Buddha's Vairochana never becomes extinct. Only Shakyamuni Buddha pretends to be extinct. Okay, that's why it's different types of Buddha. Yes, go ahead, number 2.
So when we become a Buddha, does that mean Vairochana, we become one with Vairochana?
Yes. Okay, and then those particular people who became one of Vairochana are always smiling and laughing. The Koreans, they will never become Vairochana. They will never laugh. That's a warning to you, Koreans. If you don't laugh, okay, you will never become Vairochana. You only become Buddha for Koreans only. Now they're laughing. Yeah. Threat always works in Buddhism. Okay, next, 137. The Tushita verse says, thus come ones do not appear in the world, nor do they have nirvana.
都率偈曰：如来不出世，亦无有涅槃。
So the verse here called the Tushita heaven. It says that the Buddhas really don't appear in the world at all, nor do they disappear from the world. They're referring to Vairochana. Vairochana is always there. So why does he need to appear or disappear at all? He's always there. You just can't see him, that's all. Is that clear? Just because you cannot see Vairochana does not mean he's not there. That's all. And that's why this morning I said, don't try to understand. It's just there. It's beyond your comprehension. You're not supposed to be able to understand it. You're supposed to be able to see it eventually. But you don't have to understand. All right? Next, 138. Through the power of their original great vows, they manifest dharmas of freedom and ease.
以本大愿力示现自在法。
All right. Commentary on slide 139. We explained that already. And then next 140, we should swap 139 to the 4 so that I don't have to come up with something on the fly like that. You know what I mean? I don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? Okay. And 140 here, the power original great vows, they manifest dharmas of freedom and ease. Okay. Remember, these debate great vows that spans the entire universe. It says, I'm going to do something throughout the universe. They don't just say, I'm going to do something for the US alone, for a political party alone. That's not what Buddhists do, okay? And they go ahead, Q&A.
This question, Master, this question is pretty unrelated, but when you have to make a decision between your thinking mind and your instinct, how do we determine which one is superior? What is the decision we make, whether it's instinct or the thinking mind?
Which one is superior depends on what you're trying to do. If you have to explain yourself, then use your thinking mind. Why? Because the thinking mind is something that the other thinking minds can relate to, can understand. You speak the same language, if you will. Thinking mind to thinking mind. Right? Whereas if you wanted to explain something, and let's say you decide to use instinct, and you say, you know, Mr. Scientist, you know, Mr. Einstein, my instinct tells me, and the scientists and all these savants would say, you out of your wickers or something? Don't give me nonsense. Give me some facts. Give me some real, concrete, factual evidences to prove your point. You don't just base things on instincts. That's nonsense. That's unscientific, right? So that's why it depends on the use. Okay? And again, go ahead, number 2, before I finish. Yes?
Yeah, I have a story about the instincts that so about like a month and a half ago, I had a dream, and it told me to buy this investment. So I bought it, and I told people about it.
Is it Bitcoin or those cryptocurrencies? This is the rage nowadays.
Yeah.
Can we talk after this? I'm thinking of doing it too because everyone else is doing it.
It was one of those cryptocurrencies, ADA, and so
yeah. Okay, and we can call Lian in Go Forest. She's an expert too.
Yeah, I had a dream. I didn't have any of it, and the dream said, "Oh, you should go buy it." I said, "Okay, I'm going to buy it." And so I bought it, and then these people, I told some people about it, like, oh no, it's gonna go lower. Like, you're kind of stupid for that. I was like, whatever. And then the next week or two, it just shot up all the way. Like,
how much money you make? Did you sell? Did you cash out?
No, I probably won't do that for like a long time.
Why didn't you call me? Your instinct should have told you to call me.
No, my instinct didn't say that. I'm sorry, Master.
Bad instinct. How disappointing. So, yeah, does it help? So instincts are, you just have a hunch, and you just can't really justify it. Okay? Go ahead, go for it.
Hey, Master. I came in late, but I kind of overheard as I was coming in when you guys were talking about Vairochana.
Yeah.
And I just, every Buddha has a Vairochana body, a separate one, or is Vairochana like one that all Buddhas are one with? I would like to have a little clarification.
Very good. Vairochana is the name of the Dharma body Buddha, meaning that Vairochana is actually the entire Dharma realm, the entire universe. So far, so good? He's the universe himself, meaning he's both sentient beings, insentient beings, everything. Excuse me. So, for example, he's a mountain that you see. That's part of Vairochana. The rivers are part of Vairochana. Okay? We are part of Vairochana. He's us. So far, so good? That's called Vairochana. But as a Buddha, as Vairochana like that, how can they possibly explain to you Buddha is actually this piece of dirt? It doesn't sound good, does it? Vairochana, here's Vairochana, bow to Vairochana, this piece of cloth of dirt. Can you see that? See the problem with that? So Vairochana, okay, is not easily seen by us. So what he does is he manifests what is called a transformation body called Shakyamuni Buddha, who looks like us, has a flesh body, has hair, and eyes and ears. And then, so that's called a transformation body, meaning he transforms into someone called Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay? So it's called transformation body Buddha. Whereas Vairochana is called Dharma body Buddha. So far, so good? That's all it means. So the Vairochana is when you become a Buddha, then you are Vairochana. Okay? But you can manifest as any type of transformation Buddha as you like. Is that clear? That's the Buddhist wisdom. All right. So go ahead, Q&A.
So I understand that Shakyamuni Buddha is a transformation body, but I guess my question is Vairochana, does every Buddha have Vairochana, or is Vairochana just the same with all Buddhas? I don't know. I kind of don't know what words to use to exactly express what I'm saying. So like when I become a Buddha, am I going to realize my Vairochana body? And then when Anthony becomes a Buddha, is he going to realize his Vairochana body?
Yeah. Anthony will become Vairochana, so will you, so will I. We all become Vairochana when you become a Buddha.
But our Vairochana bodies are different, right? Like I have my own and Anthony has his own.
No, Vairochana is the same for everyone.
Okay.
Okay. It's all the same for all of us. And then because when you need to teach the Koreans, you need to manifest a Korean Buddha who never smiles. See, the Koreans say, oh yeah, wonderful. They're so excited. We're going to have our own Korean Buddha too. Okay? that never smiles. Yes, Catholic. 7.
So does that mean that if everyone is going to become a Vairochana, or does that mean there's only going to be like one God, or I'm confusing myself?
It's one Vairochana is not hardly called a God. There's as you continue to come to these Avatamsaka Sutra lectures, you find out that the gods has so many of them. In chapter 1, we're going to in a few weeks. Okay, it's gonna be countless gods and god kings. It's fascinating. Okay, and this is what the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas see. They say, oh wow, that's the God Shaka right there, your God. And then there's a God of a higher level heaven, God lower level heaven, and so forth. They see that, those people coming to attend the lectures. That's why. That's when all these great beings manifest, okay, to come and learn. Go ahead, Q&A.
I just have another question. The Vairochana Mudra, is there anything you could share with us about that? Like why we use that one, or just anything about it?
Just by the name, all I know about that, this is where I would disappoint you. I don't know why it's called Vairochana. Okay, it's called Vairochana Mudra. That's all it means. It's because basically I think that when you see Vairochana Buddha and you need to see him meditate, that's what he does with his 2 hands. Okay? That's why it's called Vairochana Mudra, meaning Buddha Vairochana, if you can see him at all, which you can't, if you see Vairochana at all, it's going to be, he's going to be sitting like that, in full lotus with his 2 hands like this. All right? So when we meditate, we do this so that we can merge with Vairochana Buddha. All right. Anything else? Okay, very good. Guess what? We still have a question from Go Forest.
Just following up on my last question, I was just wondering, the moment we determine the superior course of action, would that be the thinking mind or the instinct?
There is no such a thing as superior course of action. Okay? That's still a discriminating mind. Okay? In general, when you are confused, everything you do is kind of inferior. I lost them already. You see that? Okay. Because confused people do confused things. Okay, so when confused people do things, whether it's with their instinct or with their conscious mind, it's still confused. Okay, so that's why in Buddhism, you shouldn't have to worry about what is the best thing for me to do. Is this optimal or this great or this wonderful or not? All you have to worry about is you follow instructions, become enlightened, and then everything you do is wonderful. So it's not productive to sit there and say this is not optimal, that's optimal. It's not necessary because it's not absolute. Optimal, not optimal is not absolute. Because, for example, it's optimal for us to laugh here in the U.S., but when you go to Korea, you better not laugh at all. You know what I mean? So how are we going to do that? We have both here, the US and Korea. What is the optimal thing to do? Is there such a thing? There's nothing, okay? It's not possible to have an optimal thing, because if you laugh all the time, then we favor the US. You become non-laughing, suffering a little bit, then you favor the Koreans. You see? So it's not optimal thing at all. It's not possible to have optimal. It's just that the instructions in Buddhism for each and every one of them, each and every one of us. What are you going to do? What you need to do to open your wisdom to become enlightened. Okay? So your question is based on this understanding. Let me try to understand. That's what you should preface your question. Let me try to understand what is best, what is good for me. What's good for you is not necessarily optimal in your thinking mind. What's good for you is to follow in instructions. That's why the Buddhas are called the great guiding teacher, meaning he guides you to like a tour guide. Okay, he knows the way, so he guides you through those paths so that you can become enlightened. And enlightened is beyond optimal. Enlightened is non-discrimination. The question about optimal is about discrimination, so there's no good answer for that. Okay, so the answer is drop optimal. Because if you keep on thinking about optimal, there's an attachment to optimal, and that will prevent you from proceeding. Because if you say, is this really optimal for me? Should I go back to my instinct, or should I use my thinking mind because I want to make sure it's optimal? Because of that, you will not be able to proceed, okay, optimally, because you insist on optimal. So optimal between you and optimal between a good no advisor is two different things. They are not necessarily the same. So for you, you say optimal is based on your mind of discrimination. What's optimal for the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is based on the mind of non-discrimination. They're two different things. Okay? Furthermore, what's optimal for you is for you to gain the most benefits for yourself. Yes? That's what implied in optimal for you. How do I maximize my benefit? That's optimal. However, what's optimal for the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are to maximize the benefits for you, not for themselves. Okay? So they take a loss. For you, optimal is for you to have maximal gains, and for them is for them to have the maximal losses in order to help you, so that you have what you want. All right? Number 6.
Vairochana Sutra, it talks about the Shurangama Samadhi and Vajra-like Samadhi. What is the difference between them, or is one higher than the other one?
I really don't know. These are different samadhis that the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas talked about. Actually, the distinction, the difference, of course. The Shurangama Samadhi is different from what is that? What's the other name?
Vajra-like Samadhi.
The Vajra-like Samadhi, okay. The Vajra-like Samadhi, it has a different name, therefore it's a different Samadhi, and that these great beings, the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, practice, okay, and because of these various practices, that they will produce different results, and they enter different kind of samadhis. Okay, Shrangama samadhi is based on the Shrangama mantra practice. Okay, you need to practice Shrangama mantra in order to enter this Shrangama sutra, Shrangama samadhi. Okay, it is called to be the supreme samadhi, but let me tell you, they're all supreme. Don't be fooled by the names. Okay, as when you ask the Buddhas, yes, they're supreme to you, but they're all the same to the Buddhas. So far, so good. Okay, so it's supreme in the sense that it will vanquish all the demons. It will destroy all the demonic armies. So far, so good. That's why it's called supreme in terms of fighting. Okay? However, the Vajra light samadhi is a different kind of samadhi, where by the name, I can imagine it means that you use the Dharma doors of working in terms of lian, the Chinese word lian, like the Taoists lian dan. Okay, the Taoists, they cultivate this magical pill, the magical pearl in their tummy, in their navel, in their dan dian. That's why lian dan is that same dan, I think. Okay, so the lian dan, they practice their meditation so that they perfect this dan dian, that ball of thing you feel in your stomach sometimes. Okay, and so when they accomplish, they have something something that they call the successful dan that will help them become immortal. Okay, that's a Taoist practice. So similarly, in the Vajra thing here, the Buddhists practice these various practices where they will perfect this thing called Vajra substance. For example, if you practice a particular samadhi here, you will, your body becomes Vajra. Okay, not just the dantian, like the Taoist people. Again, I'm going out of my depths. So if you should quickly Google the search and then correct me, okay? I don't claim to know everything. See, I have proof right there. I don't know everything. See, the timing it's so judicious. The gods are with me, clearly. Okay? I have proof. Okay? I don't know everything. Okay, everybody, today we're celebrating these birthdays. Okay? You see that? Okay. So this Vajra light samadhi here is that when you enter the samadhi, you're identified with the Vajra substance, which is indestructible. And this Vajra substance here emits incredible light, okay? Which is different from the light from when you enter the Shrangama samadhi. Okay? So they're different, if you will. The different way to practice to attain the samadhi, and also different uses. Okay, so you enter this Vajra light samadhi. I'm not sure what it's used for, but I do know that the Shrangama samadhi is used to defeat the demon hordes. You enter the samadhi, demons are totally helpless against it. That's why we are on the winning side. You have to trust that, have faith in that you need to believe in it, because we're not here to sell anything. They want to know that, God is merciful, God is wonderful, God loves you. The Buddha says, no, I'm not merciful, no, I'm not wonderful, I'm just like you, you're part of me. Part of me is Ikea like you, part of me is stern like Koreans, part of me like goofy like Americans. Okay? I'm part of the Buddha. You're part of the Buddha. It's a very interesting, fascinating concept. It transcends boundaries. Can you see that? There's no distinction at all when you become a Buddha. We're all the same. Mexicans, Chinese, wonderful Vietnamese, all the same. Let me gloat on that for a while before I field questions. Let me emit my gloating light for Buddhists. Go ahead, sir. 7.
So that means if the Buddhists are the same as us, so that means that they also commit any sins or any violate any precepts?
No. The difference, sir, is let me give you an analogy. If you are the Buddha, okay, if you're a Vairochana Buddha, okay, which you are not, absolutely not. But assuming you're a Vairochana Buddha, then Alung would be like a mosquito trying to suck your blood. Even though you're the same. You understand? You understand? You understand me? Okay? That's the analogy. Vairochana is everything. So we as living beings are part of that everything, but although we incomplete, we're still part of everything. That's a Buddha's wisdom. There's no need for you to cut it off like doctors have said, you're cancer, I'm going to cut it off. Okay? That's medical style. But for us, your cancer will fix your cancer so that you become whole again. Does it help? That's the all-embracing Buddhist attitude. We don't reject people. Not at all. Yes, sir. Continuing with number 7.
So how is that different from God, our embracing to us living beings? So how would that be so different? Even though, yes, God is pure and we are not as pure as God because we commit sin, so because of original sin. So how is it so that different from the Buddhas that according to what you were saying, that they are embracing to us too, but there is a difference in a way that they don't think like us because they don't commit any violations, or any violations in karma.
You just said, why is it different already? Did you pay attention to what you just said? What did he say? The difference between the Buddhas and God is that God thinks, Buddhas don't. So when God talks about love, he says, let me think. Love is like, how do you explain love and how does God explain love? Love thy neighbor. Okay, if you really love thy neighbor, you will not commit any sins against thy neighbor. It's all thoughts. Whereas the Buddha, he loves thy neighbor. Love thy non-neighbors. They love everything. Okay? So there's no thoughts involved. Chew on that. Yes, sir. He refuses to chew.
But at the same time, they left out the precepts, right? And that's part of thinking too.
Buddhas don't have precepts. Precepts are for losers like us. Buddhas don't need precepts. We learn about precepts in order to get back to our Buddha nature. That's a pathway. Once you get there, there's no need for precepts. There's no more sins, which is Buddha. No more discrimination. That's to the point where if you are my follower, then you should love me and kill the infidels. Okay? You should distinguish between the bread I give you and the bread I give to your enemy. They're different. No, there's no more discrimination. It's profound. Think about it. Q&A.
Master, if a piece of dirt is the Buddha, then is a piece of dirt Vairochana?
Yes. It's not Vairochana, but it's part of Vairochana for you. Okay? It is something that when you have some wisdom, you understand what it means. So right now, you're not supposed to be able to understand it with your thinking mind. But when you meditate and you become enlightened, okay, which is possible, okay, many have done it already, then you understand why that piece of dirt is a part of Vairochana. It's not different from Vairochana. Okay? That's all. Don't try, my advice to you is that don't try to understand. Okay? At this point here, the Flower Dharma Sutra, I understand what you're going through. Don't try to understand. Because when I tried to understand 25 years ago, I couldn't. Okay? And so I finally realized it's not meant for you to understand. It's meant for you to hear, shelve it, and then as you get closer, you say, that's what it means. Okay? But for now, you try to understand, say, I've got to understand, then it's your ego. Your thinking mind says, it got to make sense to me. No, wisdom does not need to make sense to you. Okay? And wisdom is to not be attached to your thinking mind. Part of the ego is the thinking mind. And that's why we don't care if you understand or not right now, because the way we're leading you, where we're leading you, will bring you to the point where the thinking mind stops thinking. That's why, that's what he meant. But until that happens, to try to use your thinking mind to understand what we explained to you is not possible. And that's the difference between the Buddhists and the non-Buddhists. The non-Buddhist says, it makes sense to me, I agree with God's teaching, I agree with Allah's teaching, I agree, it makes sense to me. In Buddhism, it will not make sense to you at all, because we're trying to eliminate that part of the ego called the thinking mind. So it doesn't matter at all whether you agree or disagree, or you understand, you don't understand, doesn't matter, because ultimately we suspend this thinking mind. That's when your wisdom shines forth. So far, so good? Okay, so that's why Mahayana requires something called faith. Okay, you need to have faith. That's the truth. Okay, and as you By the time you cultivating, meditating, you see more and more of the results. And that's what will strengthen your faith. We all have to go through that. Okay? That's all. And that's a challenge, especially for smart people, for educated people. Okay? Listen, your thinking mind has limitations. It cannot explain what happens after death. Cannot explain instincts. Why instincts sometimes are way ahead of your thinking mind. Okay? So that's why the thinking mind is useful in your daily lives in order for you to interact with confused people. But that's only a temporary thing. But eventually, you have to learn to remove your insistence on going through your thinking mind to understand everything. Okay? That's not possible because thinking mind has limitations. All right? So it's a tall order for smart people. They say, I need to understand. There's nothing to understand. Just cross your legs and it will get better and better. You see clearer and clearer. That's all. Okay? Until then, you have to learn part of the Buddhist wisdom is to give you these concepts that are not meant for you to understand. However, the purpose of doing this is to pave the way for all of you. To remove boundaries from your thinking mind. If I tell everything, if my lectures are at the level where you agree with everything and you understand everything I talk about, okay, then I'm in trouble because who agrees with me? Your thinking mind agrees with me. And I can't care less if your thinking mind agrees with me or not, because I'm trying to kill your thinking mind. Okay? So it doesn't matter. If I intend eventually, to put it very, very gently, kill your thinking mind, okay? What do I care? Do I really care whether you agree with me or not? Okay? Because the objective is to bring you to beyond the thinking mind, the boundaries, the limitation of your thinking mind, and reveal your true potential. Okay? And how do you know that you have some potential is still untapped? Let me tell you, very simple. If you still have some potential that are untapped, you still stick around, you're still curious. When you run out of blessings, you say, I'm out of here. This is totally nonsense to me. And that's a proof right there that this is, historically speaking, the proof that you ran out of blessings. That's why he said, no, I have enough of this. And that's why, that's our limitations. We can only speak so much, and then unless you have the blessings, okay, you will not be able to absorb it. That's called Dharma rain. This is, speaking Dharma is like a Dharma rain. And in the Lotus Sutra, this Dharma rain, the Buddha speaks Dharma, like I speak Dharma for you right now, even though I'm not a Buddha, but I repeat the Buddha's words. There's like Dharma rain. And living beings are like the grass and the trees and the reeds and the apple trees and so forth. And based on their nature, their roots, they can only absorb so much water, and then the water runs off to the rivers. That's a limitation. So depending who you are, you can absorb so much. Okay? If absorb it, will help you grow. And the roots become bigger and deeper and deeper. And that's how it works. It takes time. And when you run out of blessings, you will run away, period. Okay? Another reason, pay attention here, folks. Pay very close attention. This is not what the Chinese teach you, but I tell you from observing this for the last 15 years. Another reason why you run away is because even though you have blessings, but you create offenses. That's why you don't deserve to benefit from the blessings. You shut out because your offenses are heavier than your blessing. They inhibit you from collecting. For example, Master Xuanhua's, Dharma is so profound that not many people can have access to it because they hear it and say, no, I don't understand this, I don't believe it. That's a proof right there. They don't have the blessings to benefit from it. However, my Dharma, if I may inject myself into this picture, may I? Insert myself in the same sentence. Okay. However, my Dharma, some of you like it, is because in a prior life you were Vietnamese. No? Now the Koreans are laughing. I said, no way. They're telling us out there, no way. In prior life, Master had to be Korean. It's no. In prior life, you all Vietnamese. Okay? Either that or I was a Korean. We don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay? Now, so we have blessings, meaning when we were together, you were cooking for me, making food for me, so now I owe you. So now you come and say, you owe me, so I collect. Teach me. You see how it works? It works like that for all the Buddhas too, by the way. I'm not doing anything new. So the Buddhas owe us as well. That's why now they have to come and teach us. You understand? Same principles. I clearly owe that Catholic guy. That's why he keeps on coming. And I try to kick him out, abuse him, and ridicule him. He says, no, I'm coming back. I'm coming again. I see you next week. Okay? I ain't going away. Whereas some of my dear beloved disciples, okay, they took refuge with me, called themselves Buddhist disciples, called me, I am your faithful disciple, and then they end up leaving. Why? Because they have more blessing than that guy, I assure you. A lot more. But they created offenses against me. Seriously, you look at all the people who were here at Lu Mountain Temple. Okay, again, it's from observation. Okay, Lu Mountain Temple. Okay, they planted a lot of blessing. Remember, okay, when my late mother caused problems for me, they stood up by me and said, no. I believe him. He's not that kind of person. I don't care what you say. I will go through thick and thin with him, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, in health and sickness. They did. See? They did. And then, because my own late mother created offense against me, I tried to bring her back. I couldn't. You see that? Could not. So cannot come back. And at the same time, all those people who stuck by me, then later created offenses against me, so they're all gone as well. You see that? So that's why it's from observation. I'm telling you, you create offenses against me, you will not be able to collect. Not just as me, but about anyone, any teacher. Okay? So be careful. That's why we have great compassion repentance. When you create offenses, you repent. You repent until it goes away. Otherwise, you will be stopped. You will be thrown out. So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas owe to all living beings. That's why they have to go and find them all over the Dharma realm. You get it now? Understand now? Go for us. That's why Shakyamuni Buddha has to go to the Pure Land to teach people, to go to all over the Dharma realm to teach everyone, because he owed those people. They spread out throughout the universe. And the Buddhas are unlike us. They're not going to wait. When they have a chance to come and teach right away, doesn't matter how far, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter who. Does it make sense now? So, from your perspective, if I may, and then give me a few more minutes to explain to you the resting here in slide 140. From your perspective, just create blessings, okay? And by all means, do not create offenses. Okay? Don't be like smart people and say, no, I will punish you. It's not your job to punish. It's not your job to judge people. You don't understand at all. Okay? So that's why you want to avoid. Okay? Do not create offense. If you do, repent. Take it seriously. Otherwise, you'll be gone. That's what happened the last 15 years. Okay? Now, going back to slide 140, allow me to finish it so that I don't have to come back to this. Okay? The great vows, they came and they manifest dharmas of freedom and ease, meaning that they manifest these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They came to you and they are so free. They're so happy. Koreans, pay attention. They're so happy. They smile. So that you know what it's like to become enlightened. You know that? Enlightened people smile. Are so happy. Okay? And even though when they don't smile, you go near them, you feel happy. This quiet happiness, that the proof, don't believe me. All you have to do, by the way, is bring small children. Okay? Shh. 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 Don't tell people. Okay? Just between us. Okay? Turn on the internet off as well. Edit this out because it's only for you today. Special fire sale. Okay? Only for Clark because we don't want Lily to know. I'm going full circle. Okay? For Lily to desert her beloved Clark, she has to pay the price. So, Clark, don't tell her. Swear to me. Okay? Swear to God. Don't swear to me. Swearing to me means nothing. You can break it easily. Nothing happens. So what is the thing I tried to tell you? What is the secret here? Oh my God, I forgot already. Shame on me. What happened? I wanted to tell you something very, very important. I don't know. I know. Let me tell you. What is so important that Lily is not supposed to know? Small children. Thank you. Someone is paying attention. The secret is that you bring small children near these people and children become happier. The children can sense the happiness in these people, this quiet happiness. Not like Koreans. The Korean come near the enlightened people. What's so special about this person? But children, when they come near, pay attention. Shh. Bring children near these people. If children run away from them, you also run away from them. But if children are so happy, After a while, they become happy. They run around. They play. They sing. They have a good time. That's children love it. That's what enlightened people are. Inside, they're so happy. That's the Dharma of freedom and ease. They're happy. Doesn't matter. You yell at them, you scream at them, you slander them, you don't give them food, you don't allow them to use a bathroom. They're still happy inside. You know what I mean? Okay? It doesn't matter. They're so happy inside. And only children can sense it. Pay attention, you see. That's what I do, is that I go to the temple, I borrow someone's child, and put the child next to the monk and see what happens. Now they're laughing. The Koreans are so excited when you give them special secrets. Okay? Thank you, everyone. So that's the freedom and ease we're talking about. The freedom and ease is so happy inside that it doesn't matter what happens outside. They yell, they scream, people slander them, people hurt them, they beat them up, and badmouth them and give them no respect. Inside they say, oh, I'm so happy. So that's a freedom from outside, and they're easy wherever they are, easygoing. It doesn't matter. You're Christian, okay. You're Catholic, oh, excuse me, it's okay too. Loser. Excuse me. It's a joke. You know what I mean? Okay, thank you, everyone. Rebirth transference and help people make people even happier.